बोलूं क्या स्टूडेंट्स को ज्वाइन करने के लिए?
एक बार ग्रुप पे मेंशन कर दो।
बट अरे तुम ही गायब हो गए।
मैम लाइव चालू है।
क्या चालू है?
ऑलरेडी लाइव है। Welcome to the session, guys. Okay, first things first. This is the third part of the time and work series. है ना? So those who are joining this session for the very first time, please have a look at the first part and the second part, which is already available in the channel. Okay, have a look at those two videos, and then only you can have a look at this particular video. Now, in the previous session, I have already discussed few of the things regarding this efficiency. है ना? There was this one question which was pending, which we just had a look at it, but we didn't go through the solution of this particular question. Okay, so some of you might have already attempted it. Some of you would have got the question or got the answer as well for the question. So let's just quickly have a look at this particular question once and quickly go through the solution of this particular question, guys. So it says that A is 3 times as efficient as B. B works for X days and leaves. A finishes rest of the work in X plus 3 days. Ratio work done by B and A is already given 2:9. Find the number of days in which they can complete the total work. Okay. Now A is 3 times as efficient as B means that the efficiency of A is exactly equal to 3 times the efficiency of B. Okay. Now from this we can figure out the ratio. It comes out to be efficiency of A divided by efficiency of B is equal to 3 divided by 1. Now B works for X days. We can just assume that every day A is doing 3 units of work. So we can say A is doing 3 units of work per day. We can just assume it. And B is doing exactly 1 unit of work per day, guys. Now, B works for X days. So in those X days, B would have completed how much amount of work? So at 1 unit per day, in X days, exactly 1 into X amount of work would have completed. So is equal to X units. Okay. Now this is the amount of work which is done by B in X days. If I talk about the person A finishes the rest of the work in X plus 3 days. So person A works for X plus 3 days. Every day the person can do 3 units of work, guys. Okay. So the amount of work which is done by the person A is going to be how much? Amount that could be done every day into the number of days. Okay. So this is the amount of work which is done by A in X plus 3 days. Now we have been given the ratio of this work done. So work done by the person B divided by work done by the person A is already given as 2 divided by 9. Okay. Therefore, person B has done how much units of work? X units. Person A has done how much units of work? 3 times of X plus 3 units. So this ratio can be equated with 2 divided by 9. 3 ones are 3, 3 threes are 9. We can cancel it out. है ना? चलिए यहाँ लिख देते हैं. So X divided by X plus 3 is equal to 2 divided by 3, guys. We can just cross multiply it. So X into 3 is equal to 2X plus 6. Therefore, the value of X comes out to be equal to 6. Now, what is X? X is the number of days that B works for. Okay. So B has worked for X days. It means we can say B has worked for a total of 6 days, guys. Okay. And then he left. And if I talk about A, the person A has worked for X plus 3, it means 6 plus 3, which is going to be 9 days. Okay. Now let's see. B has worked for 6 days and the person A has worked for 9 days. Okay. Screen is not clear. See, from my end, it is pretty clear. Okay. Just try to increase the video quality from your end. Try करो एक बार नहीं होता है तो दोबारा बताना. Okay. So person B has worked for 6 days. Person A has worked for 9 days. Now, efficiency of B is how much? 1 unit of work per day. Okay. Now in these 6 days, B would have done how much units of work? 6 days, 1 unit per day. So it's gonna be 6 units. Okay. And if I talk about the person A, he has worked for X plus 3, it means 9 days. Every day, 3 units of work. So 3 units of work for 9 days, it's going to be 3 9s are 27 units. So A and B together would have completed 27 plus 6, which is 33 units of work, guys. Okay. A and B together would have completed 3 units of work. Now the question is asking us, find the number of days in which they can complete the work together. Okay. Now, A does 3 units of work per day, B does 1 units of work per day. So together, efficiency of A plus B is going to be equal to 3 plus 1, which is 4 units of work per day. So together, they can do a total of 4 units of work per day, guys. Okay. Now they have to complete how many units of work? 33 units of work. So it's pretty simple. We can just divide 33 by the number 4. So these many days will be required to complete the work, guys. Okay. So if you're good at maths, you can just write it down directly, or if you just want to have a look at the step-by-step procedure. So 4 units of work per day. So in 2 days, it's gonna be what? 4 into 2. Into 3 days, 4 into 3. So let's say in n days, the work gets completed. So if in n days the work gets completed, it's gonna be 4 into n is gonna be the total amount of work. Just equate it with the number 33, and that's how you can get the value of n as 33 by 4. Okay. एक दिन में इतना काम होता था, काम करना था इतने, कितने दिन लगेंगे? 33 डिवाइड बाय 4 दिन लग जाएंगे यहाँ पे. बहुत सिंपल सी चीज है. ठीक है. चलिए, ये जो लास्ट स्टेप है इसमें अगर किसी को दिक्कत आ रहा होगा तो स्टार्टिंग की 1-2 वीडियो देखना, आपको और ज्यादा क्लियरिटी आ जाएगी इस चीज की. चलिए. Yes, guys, if you have any queries, you can just mention that thing in the chat box. And if there is someone who is feeling a bit difficult to understand in English, you can just mention that thing as well. Okay. This is the last question with respect to efficiency, guys. Okay. From now, we are starting with a new topic, which is not a new topic, I would say. It is a part of time and distance. Okay. It's going to be a new concept, or we can say a new variety of question. Okay. So let's just wait for some time for everyone to take a note of this thing. And just type a yes in the chat if you've understood the concept of efficiency, guys. Especially for those people who have been attending the session for the last 2 days. Okay. So please type a yes in the chat if you have understood the concept of efficiency and the previous question that we have discussed. Because all together, we'll be moving to a new chapter now. Also, there is a delay of 30 seconds. Just remember that. So whatever I speak over here, it gets to you after exactly 30 seconds, guys. Okay. Okay, thank you for the responses, guys. Let's move to the next topic now. Okay, so this is a new variety of question with respect to time and work, guys. So I just want you to have a look at this question once. just try to solve it yourself, guys. Okay, let's see how much time you guys take to solve this particular question. I'll just start a timer for you. First, you try to solve it, and then we'll be discussing the solution and the formula as well for the question. Your time starts now, guys. यस शालिनी, मैंने एक नोट भेजा था, मतलब वॉइस नोट भेजा था व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप पे. एक बार वो व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप के वॉइस नोट को चेक कर लेना आप. 2 वॉइस नोट्स भेजे थे मैंने, कल भेजे थे, ठीक है. आपको समझ में आ जाएगा कि ये थोड़े चेंजेस क्यों करे गए हैं करके, है ना. तो इस वीक के लिए थोड़े चेंजेस किए गए हैं. आगे भी हम शायद यूट्यूब पे कंटिन्यू कर सकते हैं, तो थोड़ा फीडबैक वगैरह लिया जाएगा. प्रोबेबली कल हम फीडबैक्स लेंगे या फिर मंडे को फीडबैक्स लेंगे, ठीक है. उसके बाद अगर कुछ चेंजेस करने होंगे तो विल सी, है ना. मेन रीजन क्या है जूम के अलावा यूट्यूब पे स्विच करने का, वो मैंने उस वॉइस नोट में बताया गया है, तो एक बार चेकआउट कर लेना उसे, ठीक है. और अगर आपके कुछ सजेशंस हो तो वो भी मेंशन आप कर सकते हो. Try to solve it using your own technique, guys. 1 minute is left. Last 10 seconds, guys. Okay. Now, whenever you get these type of questions, always you can use one formula which is given by something like this: M1 T1 D1 divided by W1 is equal to M2 T2 D2 divided by W2. Okay. Now, you can also figure out the work done by one man in one day. Okay, you can use that technique as well, but trust me, instead of going through towards that particular technique, this formula is better to solve these kind of questions. Okay, now what is M1? M1 is the number of men which is given in the question box. Okay, what is T1? T1 is the hours which are taken by the person. Day, T1 is the days. So let's say if a person is working for 2 hours every day, so the value of hours is going to be 2. And every day, let's say the person works for 5 days, so the value of T is going to be 5. है ना. So कभी कभी एक दिन में पूरे 24 आवर्स काम करते हैं, कभी कभी एक दिन में सिर्फ 6 घंटे या 7 घंटे भी काम करते हैं, तो फिर वो चीज भी यहाँ पे कवर हो जाती है ना. So number of hours per day, the work which is being done, and the number of days over here, number of men, and this W1 is the amount of work. Okay, this W1 is the amount of work which is being done by these men working for these many hours these days. M2 is again the number of men. Okay, T2 is again the number of hours for which the people are working every day. Number of hours per day, you can write it as over here. This is also hours per day, and not the total hours. T2 is the number of days for which they are working. What is W2? Is the amount of work. Okay, it is the amount of work which they complete in this given time interval, these many men. Okay, now there's only one thing which you need to take care of over here is the men we are talking about over here should be similar to the men you are talking about over here. Okay, for example, अगर किसी 10th स्टैंडर्ड के ग्रुप की बात करें तो लगभग लगभग सारे स्टूडेंट्स होंगे 10th स्टैंडर्ड के एक जैसे होंगे. ठीक है, सो कुछ लोग 10th स्टैंडर्ड के यहाँ पर, कुछ लोग 10th स्टैंडर्ड के आपने यहाँ पर ले लिया, है ना. तो बेसिकली कहने का मतलब ये है कि उनकी एफिशिएंसी सेम सेम रहेगी. अगर आप मान लीजिए 10th स्टैंडर्ड के बॉयज को एक साथ ले लेते हैं, 10th स्टैंडर्ड की गर्ल्स को एक साथ ले लेते हैं, तो उन दोनों की एफिशिएंसी क्या होगी, अलग अलग होगी. ठीक है, किसी काम को करने में हो सकता है बॉयज की एफिशिएंसी ज्यादा हो, गर्ल्स की कम हो. किसी काम को करने में गर्ल्स की एफिशिएंसी ज्यादा हो सकती है, बॉयज की कम हो सकती है. तो अगर अलग अलग हो गए ना, अगर बॉयज के बारे में और गर्ल्स के बारे में दे दिया ऐसा कुछ, तब ये फॉर्मूला वर्क नहीं करता है. एंड ये क्वेश्चन तब उससे भी ज्यादा डिफिकल्ट हो जाता है. वो एक अलग कैटेगरी है जो हम बाद में डिस्कस करते हैं. फिलहाल ये फॉर्मूला कहाँ यूज हो सकता है, तब यूज हो सकता है जब यहाँ पे जिन लोगों की बात हो रही हो उनकी एफिशिएंसी सेम हो उन लोगों से जिनकी यहाँ पे बात हो रही हो. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर वो बोल रहा है कि 5 men take 6 days to complete 60 units of work, calculate the amount done of work done by 3 men in 2 days. यहाँ पे भी मैन की बात हो रही थी, यहाँ पे भी मैन की बात हो रही थी, मतलब ये फॉर्मूला जो है वो यूज हो सकता है. क्यों? क्योंकि जो मैन एफिशिएंसी यहाँ दे रहे हैं वही मैन एफिशिएंसी यहाँ भी देंगे, बस यहाँ पे 5 थे और यहाँ पे 3 हो गए, है ना. लेकिन अगर यहाँ पे 5 men बोल के यहाँ पे 3 women बोल देता, तब ये जो फॉर्मूला है वो इस वक्त यूज नहीं कर सकते थे. ठीक है, उसको यूज करने का अलग टेक्निक होता है. जब मैन और वुमेन दो अलग अलग दिए हों तब चीजें थोड़ा सा अलग तरीके से की जाती है. ठीक है, ध्यान रखना है ये फॉर्मूला कब यूज करना है, जब इधर भी मैन दिया हो इधर भी मैन दिया हो. मान लीजिए इधर यहाँ पे बॉयज दे दिया हो तो यहाँ पे भी आपको क्या देना चाहिए, उसने बॉयज ही देना चाहिए. मान लीजिए यहाँ पे अगर उसने गर्ल्स दिया हो तो यहाँ पे भी उसको क्या देना चाहिए, गर्ल्स ही देना चाहिए. ठीक है, and so basically what we need to take care of is the efficiency of these people over here should be equal to the efficiency of these people over here. Okay, and the examination will get a question like this only, the efficiency remains same but the number of people over here as well as over here. Okay, chaliye. Now whenever you have a question like this, what you can do is you can just use this particular formula. Now 5 men takes 6 days to complete 60 units of work. Now in this particular question there is nothing mentioned about hours, so we can just remove this hour thing from our formula. So we have something which is mentioned about men, we have something mentioned about days, and we have something mentioned about work. So M के बारे में है, men के बारे में, days के बारे में, work के बारे में है. तो let's just try to modify this formula. It's gonna be now M1 D1 by W1 is equal to M2 D2 by W2. Now we have removed T because there was nothing given about hours. So we have just assumed by default that they are working for same number of hours. That's how you can remove it, or we can just cancel it out. Now number of men over here is 5 men. They're working for 6 days and they complete 60 units of work. Just equated with number of men over here is 3 men. Okay, they're working for 12 days and we have to figure out how much amount of work they're doing. Let's assume the work to be equal to W that they're completing. Okay, so therefore 3 2s are 6 over here, 5 12s are 60 over here, 2 6 are 12 over here. Okay, तो यहाँ पे cancellation हो जाएंगे and the value of W is gonna be equal to how much, 12 into 6, which comes out to be 72, guys. Okay, so 3 men in 12 days will be able to do how much amount of work, 72 units of work, guys. Okay, okay. Now we'll just try to solve 3 to 4 more questions using the same formula just to get a better knowledge of these type of questions, guys. Also just to practice these questions. Okay, now let's move to the next question. It's a live stream, guys. Wherever you want, you can just pause the question and you can just take the note of a formula, whichever you wish to take. Okay, please have a look at this question. It is similar to the previous one. Use the same formula and type your answers in the chat, guys. बहुत अच्छे, कोड के आंसर्स आ रहे हैं, क्वेश्चंस बन रहे हैं, मतलब गुड जॉब गाइस. Let's wait for one more minute. Yes, awesome. Yeah, let's have a look at the solution now. So again, 10 men take 7 days to complete some amount of work. Calculate the amount of work done by 2 men. Okay. So here also we can see that we are talking about men over in the first case as well as in the second case. Let's just use the formula now. M1 D1 D1 by W1 is equal to M2 T2 T2 divided by W2. Now again, there is nothing mentioned about hours, so we can just modify our formula to M1 D1 by W1 is equal to M2 D2 by W2. Okay. Now, 10 men take 7 days to complete 70 units of work. 2 men in 14 days will be able to complete, let's say, W units of work. 70 and 70 goes, so the value of W comes out to be 14 to 28. So 2 men in 14 days will be able to finish exactly 28 units of work. Good job. काफी लोगों के आंसर्स आए हैं, बहुत अच्छे. चलिए फटाफट से चलते हैं अगले क्वेश्चन की तरफ. ये तो आप सब सीखा है लगता है. Good. Have a look at this one, guys. Your time starts now. Type your answers in the chat box. Okay. Some of your the answers. Good job, guys. In this question, we are dealing with hours as well. Please take a note of that thing. Great. See, someone has already typed the answer in the chat box. It doesn't mean that you can't type the answer. You know? It would be really great to see a lot of people typing the answer. So if you're getting the answer for the question, please do mention it in the chat box. Last 30 seconds, guys. Okay. Let's have a look at the solution now. Now again, 6 men, 5 hours, 12 days to complete this much amount of work. Calculate the amount of work done by 6 men. Again, men and men is common. We can use the formula M1 T1 T1 divided by W1 is equal to M2 T2 T2 divided by W2 guys. So 6 men working for 5 hours and for 12 days completes 120. So work. So amount of work done by 6 men working for 14 days and 10 hours daily. So 10 hours, 14 days, let's say W is the amount of work which is being done. So 6 and 6 goes. Now 12, 10s are 120, 5 2s are 10. Okay. So work done over here is equal to what? 2 into 10 to 14, which comes out to be 140 into 2, which is 280. Okay. 6 men in 14 days working 10 hours daily can do exactly 280 units of work, guys. Okay. काफी लोगों के सही आंसर्स आ रहे हैं, मतलब लोग सीख रहे हैं इस चीज को, बहुत अच्छे. चलिए, let's have a look at the next question now. Okay. Now this is somewhat related to fractions, guys. Okay. Now it does come under time and work part as well as the fractions part. है ना? So we can have a look at this question with this using the knowledge that we have already discussed. ठीक है. तो जितना कुछ हमने पहले से डिस्कस किया उसके बेसिस पे yes we can solve this particular question. So please have a look at this question and type your answers in the chat box. It's a very simple one, guys. Okay, 50 seconds left. गाइस जिसने जितना काम किया है उसको उतना ही अमाउंट मिलेगा ऑन कंप्लीशन ऑफ द वर्क. इफ समवन हैज डन हाफ ऑफ द वर्क, so उसको हाफ अमाउंट ही मिलेगा. फॉर एग्जाम्पल टोटल अमाउंट था आपका 100 रुपीज का. Now, जिसने 1/3 ऑफ द वर्क किया उसको 1/3 ऑफ द अमाउंट मिलेगा. जिसने बचा हुआ 2/3 वर्क किया उसको 2/3 ऑफ द अमाउंट मिलेगा, है ना. जिसने 1/4 किया होगा, मान लीजिए इंस्टेड ऑफ डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन, instead of taking distribution in 1/3 and 2/3, let's say there's a person who has done 1/4 of the work and there's a person B who has done 3/4 of the work. So amount received by the person A is going to be 1/4 of 100 rupees, is going to be 25 rupees, and the amount received by the person B is going to be 3/4, which is going to be 75 rupees. Okay, the same thing has to be done over here. So we can see that A and B together have completed 14/20th part of the work. So whatever the amount that was supposed to be distributed, which is 110, this is what 30,000, right? So this amount was supposed to be distributed, right? Now A and B together have completed 14/20th part of the work. It means 14/20th part of this amount has to be distributed between A and B. Okay. And what is the rest of the work which is remaining? The remaining is 6/20th part of the work. A total of 14/20 is given. So the remaining is going to be 1 minus 14/20, which comes out to be equal to 6/20. So this much part of the work is remaining, or what we can say that this much part of the work is completed by the person C. So person C should get 6/20th part of the total amount. Okay. 0 and 0 goes, 2 3s are 6, 3 3s are 9 with 3 zeros. The person C will get a amount of 9,000 rupees on completion of the work. Okay. बचा हुआ जो था 21,000, that would be distributed between A and B. Okay. Now, in general, in the examination, you won't be getting a question of this level because it's a very simple level question. In general, you'll be getting a question which is a bit difficult to as compared, which is a bit difficult as compared to this particular question, guys. ठीक है. उसमें आपके थोड़े ratios भी रहेंगे और थोड़ा सा per day के wage के बारे में भी बात की जाएगी. ठीक है. So let's have a look at the question which you can actually get in the examination. Okay, please have a look at this one and try to solve this. Your time starts now, guys. Last 40 seconds, guys. Try करो. Pages के साथ relate करने की कोशिश करो. ये तो समझ में आ गया होगा कि daily wages are given in the ratio of 3x, 3:1:2, so you can assume it as 3x, x and 2x guys, है ना? So this is what you have been given as your daily wages. Okay. Now A is working for 4 days, so its amount has to be 3x per day. So for 4 days it has to be 3x into 4. But the person B, per day wage is x rupees, so for 6 days it has to be x into 6. But the person C, per day wages of 2x rupees, so for 9 days it has to be 2x into 9. So this product is gonna be the total amount which the person A will be getting. Similarly, this product will be the total amount the person B will be getting, and this product will be the total amount that the person C will be getting. Okay. So these are the ratio of their daily wages, guys. So if a ratio is 3:1:2, the amount has to be 3x, x and 2x, right? Now these are the daily wages. It means एक दिन की कमाई. इसने 4 दिन तक काम किया तो इसका कितना कमाई होगा? इसने किया 6 दिन तक तो x into 6, इसने किया 9 दिन तक तो इसका 2x into 9. अभी ट्राई करो इससे सॉल्व करने के लिए. Let's have a look at the solution, guys. So this is, I think, understood. The ratio can be converted into 3x, x into 2x, and these are the daily wages. So the actual wage has to be 3x into 4, x into 6, and 2x into 9. So the wage for the person A is gonna be 3 4s or 12x amount of rupees. This is what the person A has to get. Person B has to get 6x amount of rupees, and person C has to get 18x amount of rupees, guys. Okay, and this total amounts to rupees 12,000. है ना, 12,000 रुपए बांटने थे, इसको इतना इसको इतना इसको इतना मिल रहा है, टोटल 12,000 में से, है ना. So this is how much 18 28 30 plus 6 is 36x is equal to 12,000 rupees, guys. Okay, the value of x comes out to be 12,000 divided by 36. So 12 ones are along with 3 zeros, 12 threes are 36. So x comes out to be 1,000 divided by 3. Now, how much amount will A get on completion of the work? The person A gets how much amount? 12 into x. X is 1,000 by 3. So 12 into 1,000 by 3. 3 4s are 12. 4 into 1,000 is going to be 4,000. Okay. So this much amount the person A should get out of 12,000 rupees, guys. Okay. So this was all about the basics of time and work. You can just check out the assignment of time and work in the aptitude edge section of your skill edge app guys. ठीक है, तो एप्लीकेशन में जाओ, वहां पे एप्टीट्यूड एज का सेक्शन है, वहां पे आपको टाइम एंड वर्क का असाइनमेंट मिल जाएगा। तो उस असाइनमेंट को अच्छे से प्रैक्टिस करो एंड जो भी डाउट्स हैं आप चाहे तो अपने सेशंस में पूछ सकते हैं। ठीक है, टाइम एंड वर्क में एक और पार्ट आता है या एक और सब टॉपिक आता है जिसे हम पाइप्स एंड सिस्टम्स भी कहते हैं। ठीक है, सो हम पाइप्स एंड सिस्टम्स के थोड़े बेसिक्स देखेंगे एक बार। ठीक है, और उसके जो क्वेश्चंस उनको डील करेंगे और फिर कोशिश करेंगे कि हम पाइप्स एंड सिस्टम्स को पूरी तरह इस टाइम एंड वर्क से रिलेट कर पाए। ठीक है, चलिए एक बार ट्राई कर लेते हैं देख के पाइप्स एंड सिस्टम्स में क्वेश्चंस कैसे आते हैं। मैं एक बार आपको क्वेश्चन दिखा देता हूँ। ठीक है, so please have a look at this question. You don't have to solve it. You've got 30 seconds. Just read the question once. Okay, and then we'll discuss how to deal with these type of questions. Okay, now let's try to understand the different types of questions that you can get in terms of pipes and systems. ठीक है, क्वेश्चन पढ़ के आपको वैरायटी समझ में आ गई होगी, है ना। देखिए क्या होता है, अगर मैं आपको एक क्वेश्चन दूं कुछ इस तरीके से, if let's say you have been given there's a person A who does a certain amount of work and he takes 4 days to finish the work. Okay, the person A takes 4 days to finish the work and there's a person B who takes 5 days to finish the same work. Okay, now if they ask you how much time will be required to finish the work if they work together. Okay, so you know how to solve these kind of questions, right? First of all, you need to assume the total work. So you'll assume the total work as a multiple of these two, right? 4 and 5. So you can assume the work to be of 20 units. Okay, now you'll figure out the efficiency of A, which is going to be how much? 20 units of work in 4 days. So it comes out to be 5 units of work per day. And efficiency of P comes out to be 20 units of work in 5 days, which is going to be equal to 4 units of work per day. Okay, then if they work together, the efficiency is going to be 5 plus 4, 9 units of work per day, right? Now in एक दिन में कितना काम होता है 9 units का, so 9 into 1 work of 1 day. If they work for 2 days, it's going to be 9 into 2. 3 दिन के लिए काम करेगा तो 9 into 3. So n days के लिए काम करेगा तो 9n is equal to total work has to be done of 20 units and comes out to be 20 by 3. This is the basic step that, or these are the basic steps that we generally follow when we want to do these kind of questions. Now let's just try to relate this with the pipes and system thing. It will give you something like this, guys. This is a pipe, or sorry, this is a cistern, or we can say this is a tank. Okay. Now this tank is empty and the capacity of the tank is not known to us. Let's say the capacity of the tank is not known to us. There's a pipe A which can fill the tank completely. There's a pipe A which can fill the tank completely in 4 days. Okay, this is my pipe A. And there's a pipe B. This pipe B can fill the tank completely in 5 days. Now, if I open both the pipes together, how much time will it take to fill the tank? Okay, if I open both the pipes together, how much time will it take to fill the tank? Okay, now first of all, we have to assume the capacity of the tank. So again, we'll assume the capacity to be a multiple of both these. The capacity should be in terms of liters or gallons, whichever you feel comfortable, guys. You know? So 4 and 5, it's gonna be 20 liters. So we can assume the capacity to be 20 liters. So pipe A, the efficiency of pipe A. If I talk about the efficiency of pipe A, it's gonna be how much? 20 liters in 4 days, it's gonna be 5 liters per day. Okay. And if I talk about pipe B, 20 liters in 5 days, it's gonna be what? 20 by 5, which comes out to be 4 liters per day. And if they start working together, so how much water is gonna fill? 5 liters per day by pipe A and 4 liters per day by pipe B. It means 5 plus 4, 9 liters per day is being filled if they work together. And they want to fill a total of 20 liters. How many days will be required? Exactly 20 by 9 days will be required. Okay. Now, if you compare this question with this question, the only thing which is different is the language. खाली लैंग्वेज डिफरेंट है गाइस. वहां पे एक सर्टेन अमाउंट ऑफ वर्क बोल रहा था जो फिनिश करना था. यहाँ पे उसने वर्क को स्पेसिफाई करके बोल दिया कि भैया पानी भरना है टैंक में, तो लीटर्स में पानी आपको भरना पड़ेगा. इसके अलावा कुछ भी डिफरेंट नहीं है गाइस. ठीक है. तो हर एक क्वेश्चन जो टाइम एंड वर्क का होता है उसमें जो हम काम करते हैं वो मेंशन नहीं रहता है. काम हम कुछ भी ले सकते हैं, चाहे वो पानी भरना हो, चाहे वो खाना खाना हो, चाहे वो वॉल में पेंटिंग करना हो. वी कैन एज्यूम वर्क टू बी एनीथिंग. And whenever we specify कि we are assuming the work to be in terms of liters, it becomes a new category of question which is called as pipes and cisterns. इसके अलावा कुछ भी नया नहीं है यहाँ पे. ठीक है. बस खाली एक वेराइटी आ जाती है कि यार कभी कभी टैंक में होल कर देगा और आपसे पूछेगा कि भैया बताओ पानी कितने दिन में पूरा बह जाएगा, तो वो देख लेंगे आप उसका क्वेश्चन. बाकी आपको ओवरऑल समझ में आ रहा होगा कि डिफरेंट नहीं है ये दोनों बिल्कुल. ठीक है. ईच एंड एवरीथिंग अबाउट टाइम एंड वर्क इज सेम एज दैट ऑफ पाइप्स एंड सिस्टम्स गाइस. ओके. So let's just quickly have a look at a question of pipes and cisterns, and then we'll just modify this question one by one. Okay. Now this is a tank, and the capacity of the tank is not known to us. Let's say there's a pipe A. Let's say there's a pipe A which can fill the tank exactly in 4 hours. Okay. There's a pipe B, which can fill the tank exactly in 6 hours, guys. Okay. Now, if both the pipes A and B are open, if both the pipes A and B are open, how much time will it take to fill the tank? Please type your answers in the chat, guys. A takes 4 hours to fill the tank completely alone. B alone takes 6 hours to fill the tank completely. Tell me, if both the pipes are open together, how much time will it take to fill the tank? Try करो इसे एक बार. फटाफट गाइस, सिंपल क्वेश्चन है. टाइप योर आंसर्स इन द चैट. How many hours will it take to fill the tank, guys? Yeah, it's a simple one, you know. So if they start working together, we need to first figure out their efficiencies, guys. We can just take the total work to be a multiple of 4 and 6. Let's assume the capacity to be of 12 liters. So 4 hours, 12 liters, it's going to be 3 liters an hour for this one. And it's going to be 2 liters an hour for this one, guys. Okay. Now if they work together, so 3 plus 2, 5 liters an hour. And we have to fill a total of 12 liters. Let's say in n hours they get filled. So 5 into n is equal to 12. N comes out to be 12 divided by 5. Correct? So 5 twos are 10, 5 twos are 20, so 2.5 hours will be required to fill the tank if they start working together, guys. Now, I'll just modify the question a bit. Let's say there's a hole over here. Let's say there's a hole over here, and this can empty the tank. अगर टैंक पूरा भरा हो, अगर टैंक पूरा भरा हो तो ये अकेला जो है, if the tank is fully filled, this whole C can empty the tank exactly in 8 hours, guys. Okay. Now tell me, how much time will it take to fill the tank if all three of them are open together? There's a pipe A which can fill the tank in 4 hours. ठीक है, modify कर रहे हैं क्वेश्चन को, पुरानी चीजें हटा देते हैं. There's a pipe A which can fill the tank in 4 hours. There's a pipe B which can fill the tank in 6 hours, and there's a pipe C or pole C which can empty the tank in 8 hours. If all three of them are open together, how much time will it take to fill the tank, guys? स्टेप बाय स्टेप वैसे ही करना है गाइस। बस सी जो है उसका जो भी आपका एफिशिएंसी आएगा उस एफिशिएंसी को आपको घटा देना है, क्योंकि वो पानी भरने में नहीं, पानी को निकालने में कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहा है। ठीक है, total work is not given over here, total capacity is not given, we have to assume something. So capacity should be assumed as a multiple of 4, 6 and 8. Choose a number which is a multiple of all these three numbers, 4, 6 and 8 guys. Last 50 seconds. Okay. So a number which is a multiple of 4, 6 and 8, we can take the number as 24. So let's assume the capacity is of 24 liters. So 4 hours, 24 liters, so 25 by 4 is 6 liters an hour. Okay. For this one, 24 by 6 is 4 liters an hour. You know? For this one, 8 threes are 24, so 3 liters an hour. Okay. So pipe A can fill at the rate of 6 liters an hour. Pipe B can fill at the rate of 4 liters an hour. So A and B together can fill at 6 plus 4 liters an hour. C is emptying the tank. ये tank को खाली कर रहा है तो इसको घटाना पड़ेगा, है ना? So A, B and C together, A and B are contributing towards filling, whereas C is contributing towards emptying the tank. So 6 plus 4 minus 3, which is going to be equal to how much? 7 liters an hour. Okay. So every hour, 7 liters is being filled. Let's say in n hours, it fills the tank. So n hours में tank fill कर देगा तो 7n is equal to कितना fill करना है मुझे? 24 liters. So n is going to be equal to 24 by 7. Right. So 24 by 7 hours will be required to fill the tank if A, B and C are opened all together guys. ठीक है? So एक ही complication था यहाँ पे क्या कि C जो आ रहा है वो filling में contribute ना करके empty करने में contribute कर रहा है ना? C is contributing towards emptying the tank. Okay. So that's how you can solve the questions of pipes resistance. Now we'll have a look at the actual questions. They might be a bit difficult, है ना? But trust me guys, practice करोगे तो हो जाएगी चीजें. ठीक है, ट्राई करो उन्हें, अगर बन गया तो बहुत अच्छी बात है, नहीं बना तो डेफिनेटली विल हैव अ लुक एट द सॉल्यूशंस. चलिए एक्चुअल क्वेश्चंस देखते हैं. ओके, हैव अ लुक एट दिस क्वेश्चन नाउ. Read it carefully and type your answers in the chat. This is exactly similar to the question which we have just discussed guys. Try करो. आंसर्स आ रहे हैं आप लोगों के, बहुत अच्छे। लेट्स जस्ट वेट फॉर 1 more minute, बाकी लोगों के भी आंसर्स आने चाहिए। वेट करते हैं थोड़ा। Okay, let's have a look at the solution for this one. So there are two pipes A and B can fill a tank in 3 hours and 4 hours respectively. And the third pipe C can empty the tank in 6 hours. Okay, so it's pretty simple now. This is my pipe A, this is my pipe B. These are contributing towards filling the tank, and there's a pipe C which is contributing towards emptying the tank. Okay, let's say this is a hole over here. So pipe A can fill in 3 hours, pipe B can fill in 4 hours, and pipe C can empty in 6 hours. You know? So let's assume a number which is a multiple of 3, 4, and 6. Let's take the capacity as 12 liters. So efficiency of A, or the rate at which A can fill the tank, is going to be how much? 4 liters an hour. For this one, efficiency of B is going to be how much? 12 by 4, which is 3 liters an hour. Or C, it's going to be 12 by 6, which is 2 liters an hour. Okay, efficiency of C. So A is filling the tank at 4 liters an hour, B is filling the tank at 3 liters an hour, whereas C is contributing towards emptying the tank at 2 liters an hour. So together it is 4 plus 3. 7 minus 2 is 5 liters an hour. Okay, now we have to fill a total of 12 liters. So 5, let's say in an hour gets filled, 5n is equal to 12, so n comes out to be 12, 5, 5, 5. Okay, so these many hours will be required to fill the tank if all three of them are opened together. है ना? Simple question. ठीक है, चलिए थोड़ा सा लेवल बढ़ाते हैं, अगले वाले क्वेश्चन की तरफ चलते हैं. Okay, please have a look at this question and type your answers in the chat. ये थोड़ा सा ज्यादा डिफिकल्ट लग सकता है, ठीक है, तो ट्राई करो, बनेगा. You can use the calculator, guys, if you want for this question. चलिए थोड़ा हिंट दे देता हूँ. कैपेसिटी के लिए यू हैव टू टेक अ मल्टीपल ऑफ 6, 8 एंड यहाँ पे जितने बस होते हैं, बट यहाँ पे गिवन है नहीं. लेट्स जस्ट टेक अ मल्टीपल ऑफ 6 एंड 8 in that case. Okay, है ना. So you can take the capacity as multiple of 6 and 8. ट्राई करो उसको लेके. हम्म, 24 भी ले सकते हो, और उसके अलावा कौन से नंबर्स आ सकते हैं फिर. 48 आ जाएगा, 48 भी ले सकते हो. कर लो 24 लेके ट्राई कर लो. So 6 4s are 24, so 4 liters an hour. 8 3s are 24, so 3 liters an hour. Okay. यहाँ पे मुझे नहीं गिवन है, so let's assume कि it is emptying at the rate of x liters per hour. Let's assume it to be equal to x. Huh? So overall, the filling is done at 4 liters an hour plus 3 liters an hour, and emptying is done at 8 x liters an hour. So this is the rate at which water is entering the tank, guys. है ना? So these many liters per hour. Okay. Now it says if they are opened together after the leakage, it takes 30 more minutes to fill the tank. So first we need to figure out कि without leakage how much time it was taking to fill the tank. ठीक है. तो without leakage के केस में क्या था guys? Without leakage जब था आपका, so this was the tank. It was being filled by A in 6 hours and was being filled by B individually in 8 hours. So if there is no leakage, 6 and 8, we can take the number as 24. So 6 4s are 24. So 4 liters an hour over here, 3 liters an hour over here, है ना? So total 24 मुझे भरना था, 4 plus 3 7 liters an hour, right? So 24 by 7 hours were required. 24 by 7 hours were required to fill the tank when there was no leakage. ठीक है. Now if there is a leakage, 30 more minutes are required to fill the tank. ठीक है. 34 मिनट्स का मतलब क्या है, आधा घंटा और हाफ आवर इज रिक्वायर्ड. ठीक है, आवर्स के फॉर्म में लिख देते हैं बिकॉज हमारे पास सारी चीजें आवर्स के फॉर्म में है ना. सो इफ आई fill at these many liters an hour, I would require a total of how many hours, whatever I was requiring previously plus half more hour. ठीक है. सो इतने लीटर पर आवर से इतने आवर्स तक अगर मैं फिलिंग करूंगा तो मेरा टैंक जो है वो पूरा भर जाएगा. मतलब कैपेसिटी जो है वो कितनी हो जाएगी, 24 की. समझ पा रहे हो, है ना. So whatever the rate at which I was filling the tank into number of hours is going to be equal to the total capacity. ऐसे ही तो होता है ना. कि 4 लीटर पर आवर से अगर मैं 2 घंटे तक भरता हूँ तो 4 4 2 8 लीटर का भर देता हूँ, है ना. तो इतने लीटर पर आवर से इतने आवर तक भरूंगा तो इतने लीटर का पानी भर दूंगा मैं. ठीक है. Now from this you just have to figure out the value of x, guys. Okay, you can take some sort of LCM, है ना. I'll give you 1 minute to solve this question. ठीक है. सिर्फ सॉल्यूशन करना है आपको, है ना. अगर किसी को एक्सप्लेनेशन में डाउट हो तो यू कैन जस्ट मेंशन दैट थिंग इन द चैट बॉक्स, गाइस. Okay. So A was filling, B was filling. Initially only A and B were there, so they can fill the tank in 24 by 7 hours. Okay. Now there's a whole C there which is emptying the tank. We have assumed that it is emptying at okay. Sorry guys, there was a network issue. Let's just continue 1 second. So we were solving this particular question. Pipes A and B can fill a tank in 6 hours and 8 hours. है ना? So we have just figured out that if there is a pipe A which can fill in 6 hours, there's a pipe B which can fill in 8 hours. है ना? So in that case, if they are there and if this hole is not present, if the hole is not present, so what happens, guys? They can fill the tank in exactly 24 by 7 hours. This is what we have already discussed. Now, there is a hole. We can assume that it's going to be X liters an hour. Okay. So this is emptying the tank at the rate of X liters an hour. ठीक है. तो अगर X liters an hour से empty कर रहा है, तो उस केस में क्या होगा? हमने assume किया था 24 liters की capacity है इसकी. ठीक है. So 6 whole liters an hour it is filling the tank. For this one, 24 by 8, so 3 liters an hour it is filling the tank. So 4 plus 3 से filling हो रहा है, X से empty हो रहा है ना? This is the final rate at which the tank is being filled, and it is being filled for how many hours? Now it takes half an hour more. So previously it was taking 24 by 7 hours. Now it is taking half an hour more. Okay, so it's going to be 24 by 7 plus 1 by 2. Correct? Okay. So these many hours may it will fill the whole capacity, which is of 24 that we have assumed. So 7 minus x into, we can take the LCM. So this is 48 plus 7 divided by 14 is equal to 24 guys. So 7 minus x is equal to how much? 24 into 14 divided by 48 plus 7, which is 55. You can just use the calculator to get this particular value. So let me just check it. 24 into 14 is 336, which when divided by 55 comes out to be 6.109. You can approximately take it as equal to 6 guys, approximately 6. Okay. Therefore, 7 minus x is equal to 6. It means x has to be equal to 1. Okay. So this is emptying at the rate of 1 liter an hour. Now, how much time can C alone take to empty the tank? C is emptying at the rate of 1 liters an hour. It has to empty 24 liters, so it will take exactly 24 hours to empty the tank. Okay. It is an approximate answer, not an exact answer. Exactly नहीं लेगा वो, approximately 24 hours लेगा. Guys, in these type of questions, you will definitely get the approximate answers. Okay. चलिए, इस चीज को दोबारा पीछे जाके अगर आप रिवाइंड करके देखना चाहें, आप देख सकते हैं, है ना? बीच में थोड़ा नेटवर्क इशू आया था, इसलिए शायद डिस्कनेक्ट हुआ होगा. ओके, बाकी चलिए अगले क्वेश्चन की तरफ बढ़ते हैं. Okay, please have a look at this one, guys, and type your answers in the chat. देखिए पाइप ए को 6 आवर्स लग रहे हैं और पाइप ए और बी मैंने दोनों खोल दिया तो 6 की जगह पे 10 आवर्स लग रहे हैं, मतलब ज्यादा टाइम लग रहा है। तो सिंपल सी बात है, पाइप बी क्या कर रहा होगा, डेफिनेटली वो टैंक को खाली करने की कोशिश कर रहा होगा। ठीक है, again what you can do is you can assume the capacity to be something which has to be a multiple of both 6 and 10, you know. So let's assume the capacity to be of 30 liters. Okay, so A alone can fill at the rate of 5 liters an hour. We don't know about B, so let's assume it is emptying at X liters an hour. So overall capacity has to be 5 liters an hour से भर रहा है, X से empty कर रहा है, so 5 minus X liters an hour. Okay, है ना? So together they can fill the tank in 10 hours. You know, this has to be equal to the capacity. Okay, ठीक है? Try it, guys. Yep, correct answers आ रहे हैं कुछ लोगों के. So 5 minus X is equal to 30 by 10, which is 3. So X comes out to be 5 minus 3, which is 2. So P is emptying at the rate of 2 liters an hour. And how much it needs to empty? It needs to empty a total of 30 liters. So it will require 15 hours to empty the tank. 30 लीटर खाली करने हैं, 2 लीटर पर आवर से खाली करता है, 15 घंटे लग जाएंगे टैंक को पूरी तरह खाली करने के लिए। गाइस सिंपल था क्वेश्चन, है ना, सिर्फ एज्यूम लिख करके करना था आपको। चलिए अगले वाले क्वेश्चन की तरफ बढ़ते हैं। Please have a look at this one, guys, and type your answers in the chat. So this much information is already given. A and B can together fill a tank in 15 hours. C can empty the tank in 20 hours, and tank is already one third filled. So 15 and 20 था, तो I took a number which is a multiple of 15 and 20, and also a number which is a multiple of 3 as well, क्योंकि यहाँ पे भी जरूरत पड़ सकती है. I took a number as 60 guys. ठीक है. 60 liters में one third is already filled. It means 20 liters is already filled. So out of 60, 20 is filled. It means how much is remaining now? So over here, the remaining portion is of 40 liters, guys. Okay. Now, if all the three pipes are opened together for 10 hours, what fraction of the tank still remains empty? Let's see, guys. A and B can fill the tank in 15 hours, a tank of 60-liter capacity. So let's check out the efficiency of A plus B. Okay. They can fill a total of 60 liters in 15 hours. So their capacity is 4 liters an hour. Right? And if I talk about the efficiency of C, he can empty the tank of 60 liters in 12 hours. So his capacity is 3 liters an hour. If they are open together, so they are filling with 4 and emptying with 3. So overall, they are filling at the rate of 1 liter an hour. Okay. Now, if we keep them open for 10 hours, so every hour they are filling 1 liter. So in 10 hours, they'll be able to fill 1 into 10, which is equal to 10 liters. Okay. Now, 20 liters was already filled. 20 liters was already filled, guys. Okay. After opening for 10 hours, 10 liters भी मैंने वहां पे भर दिया. तो पहले से 20 लीटर भरा हुआ था, 10 लीटर और भर दिया, तो कितना लीटर भर दिया टोटल? 30 liters. Out of 60 liters, 30 liter has been filled. Now it is asking what fraction of the tank still remains empty. तो 60 में से 30 भर दिया, तो बचा कितना है? 30 बचा हुआ है. तो जो बचा हुआ उसका फ्रैक्शन निकालना है. कितने में से? 60 में से. 60 में से 30 is remaining. So what fraction is remaining? 30 by 60 is remaining. So exactly the fraction has to be half. What fraction of the tank still remains empty? 30 remains empty out of 60. So half of the tank remains empty. Okay. This has to be the answer for the question, guys. Okay. थोड़ा एक्स्ट्रा डिटेल दी हुई थी इसमें, अदरवाइज चीजें सिंपल थी, उतना डिफिकल्ट नहीं था. 15 और 20 के फॉर्म में चीजें दी थी. उनका एक कॉमन मल्टीपल ले लिया आपने 60 लीटर्स. ध्यान रखना है कि 60 जो है वो 3 का भी मल्टीपल होना चाहिए, ताकि 1/3 लेना आपके लिए आसान है ना. ऑल्सो अगर आप और परफेक्शन चाहते हैं इसमें, so you can make sure that it is a multiple of 10 as well. तो वो तो है था 60, है ना. चलिए अगले वाले क्वेश्चन को देख लेते हैं एक बार. लास्ट क्वेश्चन फॉर द डे, गाइस. Have a look at this one carefully. Not a very difficult question. Type your answers in the chat box. Your time starts now, guys. अभी 5, 6 और 20 दिया हुआ है ना। तो कुछ लोग सोच रहे होंगे कि यार कैपेसिटी को इन तीनों का मल्टीपल मान लेंगे, लेकिन यहाँ पे हम कैपेसिटी एज्यूम नहीं कर सकते, क्योंकि क्वेश्चन में वही तो फाइंड करना है आपको, राइट। तो जो फाइंड करना है उसको एज्यूम कर लेंगे तो फिर तो गड़बड़ हो जाएगी। So basically we have to take the capacity to be x liters and then we have to solve it and figure out the value of x in this question, guys. वन से हम कैपेसिटी एज्यूम नहीं कर सकते। मान लो कैपेसिटी आपकी कितनी है, x लीटर्स है। x लीटर्स 5 आवर्स में फिल हो रहा है, मतलब रेट कितना हो गया, x बाय 5 लीटर्स एन आवर। x लीटर्स आपके 6 आवर्स में फिल हो जाते थे, मतलब x बाय 6 लीटर्स एन आवर। अगर दोनों मिलके पानी भरेंगे तो x बाय 5 प्लस x बाय 6, लेकिन साथ साथ 60 से खाली भी हो रहा है, मतलब ओके। So overall filling कितनी हो रही है, these many liters an hour plus these many liters an hour minus these many liters an hour, right? This is the total filling into number of hours कितने लगते हैं, if 3 pipes are open together they can fill the tank in 20 hours. So in 20 hours they will fill the capacity is equal to x liters, ठीक है। लीटर पर आवर इंटू आवर gives me liters, हो गया, सिंपल था। x by 5 plus x by 6 minus 60 into 20 is equal to x. You just have to figure out the value of x from this whole equation, guys. Okay. तो यहाँ तो LCM मल्टीप्लिकेशन हो जाएगा डायरेक्टली, तो 6x plus 5x is gonna be 11x divided by 6 is 30 minus 60 is equal to 20, नीचे ले लेते हैं हम x by 20, ठीक है। अभी 60 को राइट में लेके x by 20 को लेफ्ट में ले लेंगे, है ना। तो यहाँ ऊपर लिख देता हूँ मैं गाइस, x by 30 minus x by 20 has to be equal to, sorry, 11x by 30 minus x by 20 has to be equal to 60, ठीक है। इन दोनों का एलसीएम पे क्या आएगा, 60। सो 2 11 22, x minus 3x is equal to 60, guys। इसे आप सॉल्व करेंगे, so you'll get the value of 22 minus 3 is 19x divided by 60 is equal to 60, therefore x comes out to be how much, 3600 divided by 19, okay। This is cross check it once, कुछ mistake तो नहीं किया हमने। So x liters of capacity we have assumed, so rate has to be how much, rate efficiency x by 5 liters an hour, over here x by 6 liters an hour, and over here it is already given that it is emptying at the rate of 6 liters an hour, है ना। तो भर रहे हैं कितने से, x by 5 से भर रहे हैं, x by 6 से भर रहे हैं, खाली कर रहे हैं 60 से, तो टोटल कितना भर रहे हैं, इतना। if they all the 3 pipes are working together can fill the tank in 20 hours, तो 20 घंटों में हम पूरा x लीटर भर देंगे, खत्म। So this into 20 is equal to x. So this is 6 plus 5 11x by 30 minus 60 is equal to x by 20. Correct है यहाँ पे भी, 11x by 30 minus next कहाँ था, यहाँ पे था लिखा है ना। तो x by 20 को हमने लेफ्ट में ले लिया था इधर, राइट, है ना। So this is nothing but 60 once again, है ना। So 32 are the 22 minus 3 which is 19. 19x minus 60 is equal to 60 once again, क्योंकि उतना ही बचा है वहां पे। So x is gonna be 3600 by 90. Final answer, guys. Okay. चलिए, ये सब था पाइप्स एंड सिस्टम्स के बारे में। आई बिलीव ये चीजें थोड़ा सा आपको समझ में आई होंगी, टाइम एंड वर्क से आप इसे रिलेट कर पाए होंगे, है ना। आज के लिए बस इतना ही है गाइस। अब नेक्स्ट सेशन आपका नेक्स्ट वीक होगा, फ्रॉम नेक्स्ट मंडे विल बी स्टार्टेड, ओके। सो जो लोग आज पहली बार आए थे, अगर आप रिलेट कर पाए चीजों को तो बहुत अच्छी बात है, और अगर नहीं कर पाए हो या फिर कुछ डाउट्स हैं तो फिर भी प्लीज जो फर्स्ट 2 वीडियोस है उन्हें चेकआउट कर देना, है ना। एवरीवन, जो कुछ क्वेश्चंस हमने डिस्कस किए हैं, व्हाटएवर द क्वेश्चंस दैट वी हैव डिस्कस्ड इन द फर्स्ट 2 लेक्चर्स एज वेल एज दिस थर्ड लेक्चर, please go through all these questions once again, guys. Okay, these questions are very very important. I haven't randomly picked these questions. I have done a research after that only I have picked all these questions, guys. ठीक है, सो ठीक ठाक रिसर्च किया हुआ है कि प्लेसमेंट्स में कैसी चीजें पूछी जाती हैं, उसके बाद ही ये सारी चीजें आपकी उठाई गई हैं, है ना। सो क्लास के क्वेश्चंस तो डेफिनेटली आपको सॉल्व करने हैं, and then you can also refer to the questions of the assignment which is given in the aptitude edge section of your application, guys. ठीक है, चलिए लेट मी जस्ट चेक कि चैट में किसी कुछ क्वेश्चंस हैं क्या। Also, it's a small request, guys, if you like the videos, if you like whatever we are discussing over here, तो प्लीज चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करना एंड वीडियो को भी लाइक कर दो यार, स्ट्रीम जो है उसमें प्लीज लाइक कर देना अगर आपको चीजें अच्छी लग रही है तो बिल्कुल। ओके, ठीक है। So that was all for today, guys. Let me see if any questions are there. If anyone has any question, they can just mention that thing in the chat box. I'll just wait for one more minute. If anyone has any queries, please mention that in the chat box. And if you don't have any queries, you can just leave. Do hit the like button, guys. Yes, Kunjan, you can find the homework in the aptitude edge section of your application. Skill Edge का खुद का application जो है उसे डाउनलोड करो, उसमें aptitude edge करके एक सेक्शन है, उसे रेफर करो, वहां पे आपको असाइनमेंट्स मिल जाएंगे। उसके बाद भी अगर नहीं मिलते हैं तो can either contact Rushabh or you can mention this thing in the WhatsApp group. Someone from the team will definitely contact you. Okay. चलिए, bye guys, good night and take care.